When most Indians think about security threats, they look west towards Pakistan or north towards China. But this story begins to India's east, with Myanmar, and with one of the world's most secretive regimes, North Korea. New satellite images have revealed something unusual taking shape inside Myanmar. A submarine, not imported, not purchased, but built domestically. And the message here is unmistakable. Myanmar appears to be learning how to build submarines using North Korean designs. A military partnership once conducted quietly is now surfacing in steel, engines and underwater warfare. For India, this is not just another security headache. It is a warning signal from its own strategic backyard. Satellite imagery analyzed by defense observers suggests that Myanmar is constructing what could become its first domestically built submarine. The vessel reportedly resembles North Korea's Sang-O class submarine. The 40-meter submarine may not look intimidating from space, but beneath the waves, even a small submarine can change the calculations of much larger powers. And if Myanmar is building one with North Korea, knowing how, India has every reason to pay attention. These submarines are built for shallow, crowded coastal waters, the kind of environment found throughout the Bay of Bengal and around key maritime choke points. Small, quiet, and difficult to detect. They are designed to make life extremely complicated for much larger naval forces. And what makes them dangerous? Myanmar has never possessed an indigenous submarine building capabilities before. For years, its naval ambitions depended on foreign suppliers. Now, it appears to be taking its first steps toward manufacturing underwater combat platforms on its own. And it is doing so with assistance from a country that has spent decades developing military technology while operating under sanctions and isolation. North Korea may be economically weak, but when it comes to missile technology, submarine design and military engineering, Pyongyang has become surprisingly effective at exporting expertise. The question is, why should India care if Myanmar is building a submarine with North Korean help? Because Myanmar isn't just a neighbor. It is a critical strategic buffer between India and South Asia. The two countries share a 1,600-kilometer land border, and Myanmar's coastline opens directly into the waters that are becoming increasingly political when it comes to competition. For India, the concern is not that Myanmar suddenly poses a direct military threat. The concern is the broader trend. Greater military cooperation between Myanmar and North Korea, expanding naval capabilities in India's eastern maritime neighborhood, and the possibility of external powers gaining deeper influence closer to India's strategic backyard. This comes at a time when Delhi is already monitoring growing Chinese activity in the Indian Ocean region. There are reports that even Pakistan is planning to plant its newly acquired Hagor-class submarines in the Bay of Bengal. All of a sudden, the quiet eastern maritime front seems to have become hot. And it's critical for India because India's most important naval base, Visakhapatnam, sits on the shores of Bay of Bengal. Any expansion of submarine operations in the Bay of Bengal means that India's Navy will have to pay even closer attention to underwater activity in the region. Myanmar already operates Chinese-built Type 035 submarines. If a domestically built Sang-O class vessel joins the fleet, Myanmar would possess a combination of larger Chinese attack submarines and a smaller stealth-oriented coastal submarines. The new combination creates new challenges. One Chinese submarine in Myanmar was a capability. a mixing fleet of Chinese attack submarines with North Korean-style stealth boats is a strategy. And for India, this means that the waters on its western doorstep are becoming a lot more crowded and a lot harder to predict. The submarine story is unfolding at the same time as another major development. Myanmar's military junta is intensifying operations near India's border. Recent offensives around Kampat and the Siang region have brought fighting closer to strategically sensitive areas. In recent weeks, Myanmar's military junta has scored a series of battlefield gains, including the recapture of Yazagyo, a village located close to the Indian border. On paper, this may look like another episode in Myanmar's civil conflict. But for India, the stakes are much higher because these clashes are unfolding near the More-Tamu corridor, one of the most important land getaways connecting India to Southeast Asia. The timing is also noteworthy. These military operations come shortly between the talks of Myanmar's President Min Aung Hlaing and Prime Minister Narendra Modi, where border security reportedly featured prominently. Officially, both sides have emphasized cooperation on security and stability. But the reality on the ground shows just how fragile this stability remains. One submarine will not change Asia. One North Korean design will not transform Myanmar into a naval power. And one satellite image does not rewrite the strategic balance. But major geopolitical shifts rarely begin with dramatic headlines. They begin quietly. Myanmar's submarine project may be exactly that, the beginning of a larger story. A story involving North Korean technology, Chinese influence, and an unstable border. All of these growing military activities in waters critical to India's national security. For Delhi, the challenge is not what Myanmar can do today. The challenge is understanding what Myanmar might be capable of doing tomorrow.
If they had a nuclear weapon,
The old rules are breaking. Alliances are shifting.
Apologize again to the victims of the paedophile Jeffrey Epstein.
Wars are redrawing maps. Oil routes can shake economies overnight. One election in America can impact markets in Mumbai.
no tax on tips.
One move by China can alter the balance in Asia. One conflict in West Asia can hit every Indian household. This is no longer a distant story. This is our story. Your story. Because for the first time in decades, India is not watching from the sidelines. India is rising. India is negotiating. India is balancing rivals. India is building military strength. India is shaping trade routes. India is becoming central to the new global order. And yet, most global news is still told through someone else's lens. Washington's lens, Beijing's lens, London's lens. But where is India's lens? Where is the platform that explains the world from our perspective? Welcome to India's Axis, a new destination for geopolitics, strategy and power seen through India's eyes, from Neighborhood Watch to the biggest global stories that matter to you. Why tensions in the Taiwan Strait matter to India, how one move by China can affect India's security, what turmoil in Pakistan means for regional stability, how Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, and Bhutan shape India's neighborhood, why oil choke points can hit your wallet, how wars abroad can reshape India's security. This is not noise. This is not shouting. This is not recycled headlines. This is sharp, intelligent storytelling. Daily explainers, war room analysis, strategic conversations. Because news is everywhere, but perspective is rare, and in the age of confusion, clarity is power. Axis is for the audience that wants more than headlines. The axis of global power is shifting. India is at the center of that shift. It's time the world was explained accordingly. to understand the world through India's strategic lens. Subscribe now.